if you want to see how simple of a person I am, watch this. This is literally how I do things when I get stuff and I'm not riding on the main road. Right around the mirror, and then I drive. That's it. Slap it around the mirror, take a cruise. That simple. Just like I used to with my old sport bike when I'd go shopping. There we go. Take a cruise here. Anybody coming? Nope, we good to go. We good to go. Let's close this. And that's it, man. I just cruised 25 miles an hour back. Bag stays right there. That's it. So whenever I do any little shopping, I just put it around my mirror and just cruise home. Doesn't go anywhere. What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've changed brake pads on a bike. I've never done sport bike before. I've done a lot of cruiser bikes, scooters, stuff like that. So figured we'd take this trip together. Got my impact wrench. Looks like somebody's tried to get these off before, and I'm not sure they managed. These look a little rounded, so I'm really hoping that this impact wrench takes them right off without too much struggle. There's one. There's two. So both bolts are the same, doesn't matter which one goes in where. We'll just put those in a little bit. We'll take this off, see if I can remove it without having to remove the whole rim and tire. A lot of times you do have to take off the rim and tire. Looks like in this case we do not, so that's a big plus. A lot of times you have to remove the rim or remove the tire so that this clears the rim, and then you have to remove this, and luckily it looks like we do not have to do that. However, it looks like it's going to be a little hard to close these seals. So what I'm going to do is pull these pads out real quick if I can. If I can get these out of here, I will. I just kind of want them to pull straight out. I'm not sure if there's a clip maybe. I'll have to check and see. Oh yeah, there's a clip. Okay, so there's a pin bracket on the back. So it looks like to get this out, I'm gonna have to get my Allen wrenches out. So we'll go ahead and get the Allen wrenches. I'll let you know what size that is. So looks like they have a pin lock that go right on through there. I can see the pin that's holding them in place. So let me go get some tools. See you guys in a sec. All right, guys. So the Allen key that you need for the back here to remove this is a 3. Looks like we're just going to put those on here, and I'm hoping, I don't think I've tapped that pin out. I'll have to see how to remove that pin. Looks like there's a pin holding them in, but for right now, let's just do this and we'll see what we got going on inside there. We're taking this adventure together here. So luckily everything's coming apart pretty easily right now. Nothing super duper rusted at all. Yep, okay, so there's a pin inside here, so you have to remove the pin, which is very simple. It looks like I'm gonna have to get a pair of pliers real quick. I'll grab a pair of pliers. There's a little tiny, oh God, I can't think of it. There's a shearing pin inside here is what it is. They put a shearing pin inside there. So let me grab a pair of pliers and we'll remove that shearing pin. Oh. Pair of needle nose should do the job. So I put a small shearing pin inside here. Looks like once you pull that pin out, then you should be able to just slide this lock on out of here. Might require a little bit of WD-40, so I brought some. You don't want to get it all over the brake pad components, but see if that kind of helps. There we go. Now it's sliding around. That's what we want. I want it to slide a little bit. Let's see if I can get it all the way out now. There, we're almost out. Almost. Trying to take the pressure off the pads. There we go. So the pin is out. So now I'm going to look at the direction that these are going to make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'm going to set this pin down here. That pin can only go in one way, so everybody's aware. So I want to have a look at these before I remove them, because it looks like they go out the back and not the front. So these just slide in. That's exactly what they do. They slide out the back. You give a pull, they come right out of the back once you have them in there. But before we go on any further, I want to clean all this a little bit. I'm going to spray some brake cleaner and stuff inside there. And yeah, I'm glad I replaced these. These were getting pretty low. Wasn't much pad left on there, man. Somebody was doing some pretty aggressive braking with these. So let's make sure our new pads match up before we go too far here. I just ordered some eBay pads, some cheap little eBay pads, and should be brand new here. Yep, a lot more pads on there. Definitely a lot more pad. So cool. And those basically just went in like that. I just want to check the marks, make sure they add up. Everything looks fine. Should be good to go. So, all right, so we got some new pads. I don't want to get WD-40 all over them, so we're going to set those aside. Let me grab some cleaner here. We're going to spray it all inside there. The pistons look like they're actually in pretty good shape. So, let's see here. Well, I actually might not have any more brake cleaner. Doesn't look like I do. This one's empty, and this one only has a very small amount. Alright, well, we're not going to worry about it. I'm going to put a little silicone inside there. Just want to spray these components down. We're also going to clean that pin that I took out of there, but to show you that pin, there's a little hole inside there. It's a tiny little shearing pin that came out of there, if you guys can see that. So that's how simple that was. There was not much to that, but this thing is very dirty, so before I put it back in there, obviously we're going to try to clean this off. The easier the pads can slide up and down, stuff like this, the less binding issues you'll have. So we'll get these parts as clean as we can. We obviously want our pads to be able to move back and forth easily. If they're not able to move back and forth easily, then we have a problem. So for this, I'm just going to clean it with some WD-40, have a feel. I'd like to replace this if I can, but it doesn't look like that's an option. Some of these parts for these bikes, man, you can't really get anymore, so work that in again a little bit. I do it with my nail. There we go. One more wipe down. All right, that should be good. Let's have a look inside here. These actually, like I said, really aren't that bad. They're really not that bad. So I think I'm just going to reset them here. Handy dandy C-clamp. We're going to go ahead and open the C-clamp up. We have to do both sides. Let's see which side sticks in here easiest. We have to reset the caliper. So I'm curious if just one of these will be able to do it, or if I'm going to have to put the brake pad back in there and squeeze both of them. I'm going to take it really slow. It's resetting nicely. Beautiful. That one's been reset. Switch over to the other one here. Yep. Open that back up. There's basically 4 of them in here. I'd really like to do this with the brake pad in there, but it doesn't look like I have the room to do that with this C-clamp, so unfortunately I'm having to do each piston individually. There she goes. There she goes. Tight. So now we'll do the one on top. We got 2 up here. Same thing. Push the C-clamp down until the piston is flush. Crank it down until you can't twist it anymore. go. That one's been reset. Let's see if we can just move immediately down to the lower one here. There we go. See if we can get that one all the way back in. There we go. Okay, pistons have been reset. Trusty dusty C-clamp, just for good measure. I'm going to give these a small spray, just a little coating to seep down into those pistons. I want those to stay lubricated. I'm not using silicone base, just WD-40 for lubricant. That's it. Now we're going to do these ones here, spray from the top. Let it seep into the pistons. There we go. Now we'll give them a little wipe down. There we go. Okay. Thought something weird was going on there. All right. Get back in there. There we go. Alright, let's line up the bottom hole with the top hole until I can see all the way down into the thing. That looks pretty close. We'll drop that pin down there and we'll start lining them up as necessary. There it goes, pin dropped in. Now we're going to put our shearing pin back in there. I know you guys can't really see, but this is kind of reversing what we've already done. There we go, that's back in there. These can slide up and down easily now. The full piston has been reset. Okay, slap this back cover back on here. Let's see, oops, it goes this way. I think it goes this way. There it is, winning. That's literally, looks like how easy it is to change it. I don't think I'm going to need to bleed the lines because they were under a good amount of pressure already. So we shouldn't have to bleed anything, but I still have to do the other side because it's a dual rotor setup, or a dual caliper setup. So tighten these back down. There we go. Go until these are tight. And it's just going to be the same thing on the other side, guys. So if you saw how easy this side was to do, it's the same thing on the other side. If you have to bleed it, there's your nipple to bleed it. You'll need probably a second person to squeeze the brakes for you. You might be able to do it yourself. You'll have to do each one individually. And you always start with the one furthest from the brake master cylinder. There we go. And there we go. Now, the real question is, how easy is this going to be to put back on there? Something tells me this is going to be quite a job. Let's see if I can get these spread apart a little bit before we get them in there. There we go. See if I can use my finger to keep them spread apart enough that I can put the, there it is. I can put that back on there. Pull these. See if I can get this lined up. Just like that. Get them in there a little bit. There's one. There's the other. Like a glove. Probably one of the easiest things you can do on a motorcycle. There we go. That's how you do brakes on a probably 2000. Actually, this probably goes all the way back to 1991 until 2000 whatever. I'll check out the classifications and see when the brakes changed, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to that. So I just have to do the other side now. It should be pretty much identical to this side. There shouldn't be any big difference. Then we'll squeeze them, see if they have to be bled. Like I said, if you guys want to learn how to bleed, just check out a video on how to bleed brakes. It's very simple. So that went very smoothly. I'm happy about that. I'm glad I got these old crap brakes off here because they sounded really bad and they just weren't doing their job properly. I also wanted a chance to clean these and make sure everything was working right. So here you go after the brake job. Didn't have to bleed them. Stops on a dime. Sounds beautiful. This is way more stopping power than I had prior to this. So clearly it needed new pads, and all the brake cylinders and pistons needed to be cleaned. It's quite obvious. Don't ever let your brakes get to the point where they're unmanageable or you'll kill yourself. That's all there is to it. Bike doesn't respect you. You need to respect the machine. So it definitely needed pads. The rear ones are fine. The front ones definitely needed to be replaced. They were pretty low. So enjoy.
Madness. This is Sparta! 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 This is Sparta!